Alright, welcome back, everybody. It is time for the Rite of Conquest. A rite which I can't help but feel is a little broken. And I'll show you why if I can figure it out.
Greetings. Forgive me for being so solemn after your success. However, the murder of Kokino disturbs me greatly. This is but the first of the rites, and already one has died.
Yes, that's very upsetting. Now, for the rites, you can go around and ask all your friends and even your enemies for advice about what to do in each rite. It's a good idea to do it. I'm going to be skipping a lot of that just for time's sake.
General Claudius is a ruthless warlord, but he has some aspects of honor within him. His word is law, and if you can get him to surrender, all his men will follow.
To my knowledge, it is impossible to get General Claudius to surrender. Which really would feel like the Paladin's path.
Be very careful. I am certain that the assassin will strike again.
There is no way to get him to surrender, as far as I know. I guess I could be wrong. I'm going to try one last time to get this spell from Erasmus. I'm pretty sure I've messed this up. The rite itself is not going to take that long.
The wizard is expecting you.
How come he wasn't expecting me the first time I showed up? The rite itself is going to be pretty quick, so we got time to play around just a little. Including my now famous flying straight at the screen gag. Whoa! Freaks me out every time. Yep, you're not going to let me do nothing.
Off to another exciting adventure, no doubt. I went adventuring once. I had a lot of interesting experiences and learned a great deal.
Tell us, O great guru of the magical tower. Will you share some of your hard-earned knowledge with us?
My advice to adventurers is this. Never get your boots wet. They make nasty, squishy noises, and they never quite fit right.
It's deep, man. That is deep.
Some vampire bats wanted to join Rabid, but we had to say no thanks to those suckers. Blood is thicker than water, and they're just not our type.
Alright. So I am just not getting this spell from him. I messed up. I didn't come here quick enough. I don't know. What he was going to teach me is the Whirlwind spell, which is a cute little spell, but... And here's another problem I've got with this game. With the Wizard Path, in the previous games, almost every spell that you learned had to be used at some point in the puzzle. Not so in this game. I will never have to cast the Boom spell. I will never have to cast the Augment spell, which I haven't gotten yet. I will never have to cast the RIP spell. I mean, they added a whole bunch of spells, but they removed the real need for specific spells. I mean, I've got, what, 4 or 5 different attack spells? Speaking of, I do need to move one down. If I can remember which one it is, where is it? I'm going to want that one. I'm going to want that one. And just for fun, we're going to include that one. Anyway. But yeah, I've got like 4 different attack spells, but really, for the most part, Flame Dart solves everything. Since I'm rich now.
Conquest sounds like it will weed out the wusses. We'll see who's the real warrior around here.
I saved all 5 fishing villages. A magical helmet. See, that seems fancy, but I can't afford it. I could get a regular one. We'll just wait. I might as well ask him about the Rite of Conquest, so I got a little bit of time to kill.
That General Claudius has a reputation of being a good leader. Wouldn't surprise me none to learn he has a fortress hidden somewhere. He'll have the place well defended, not like those little fishing villages you guys cleaned out.
There's no you guys. I did that. Yeah, it looks like my ride isn't even here. I got one little thing I want to do first. Look at that, the bar opens at 5:30. That is a hopping place. Although Ugarte does not show up at 5:30. Maybe Ugarte's there by 6:40. No, and neither is Sydney Greenstreet. This has got to be thrilling to watch. I have apparently upset the adventure gods. Around midnight, Nawar shows up outside on the balcony, and you can talk to and try to woo her. Oh my god. I'm trying to do one simple thing before I go and slaughter an entire fortress full of people. Nope, I'm not getting approached here either. A wiser man than me would edit all of this out of the video. Because he would want it to look like he knew what the hell he was doing. They're just not here. Just for fun, since you guys have been putting up with so much, I'll show you. There's a whole upper area to this. Sometimes a man in black hangs out over here. That's the betting board for the Coliseum. There's a ghost that shows up here somewhere, sometimes. That's part of a quest that was never put in the game. Seriously, Ugarte's not showing up tonight. Nope. And I don't think I'm waiting a whole nother day for him, so... We're gonna grab a full night's sleep, and then go take on this fortress. I am hungry. You do want a good meal before you tackle an entire fortress full of bad guys. Look at that, I didn't even have to order anything. She just knew. It's like she and I were bonded somehow. Oh, and another one of these stories.
Today's treat is goop soup with cabbage. It was supposed to be spaghetti and meatballs, but Rover threw a cabbage at Tony Maloney and it fell in the sauce. Then Tony threw the meatballs back at Rover, but Rover dodged them and they hit Sal instead, so she dropped all the spaghetti. That wouldn't have been a problem, but Tessie slipped on the spaghetti while she was carrying the carrot salad, so that went everywhere. When they looked around, everything was mixed up, so they picked up what they could salvage and put it all in with the sauce and cabbage. They just added some water and salt and voila! A meal you won't find anywhere else.
God, I hope that's a promise. You eat this as rapidly as you can, trying not to think about the taste or the ingredients. I really hope she's got workers' comp for all her kitchen workers. Because it sounds like they need it. So we're going to go kill General Claudius and then try and do this little Ugarte mini-quest before we turn it in. That's the goal of this video. Here's our buddy, the fisherman turned sailor.
Calimera, so you are hunting for the leader of the mercenaries. If you need to look off the island of Rite, let me know. My boat is always ready in the morning.
I'm ready.
Great! We shall go for a boat ride together. You guide the way, and I'll sail. I have heard that you are seeking the mercenaries. They are rumored to have a fortress on the island of Sifnos to the southwest.
See, you don't really have to talk to anybody. Andre's got you covered.
I will let you off near Sifnos, but I cannot stay. They constantly patrol this area by ship. If they spot my boat, we are approaching Sifnos. I do not want to be seen, so we shall wait until dark to land this ship. You will need the cover of darkness to aid you.
Oh, one thing I forgot to do. I'm going to want this down here, aren't I? I'm not raiding their corpses just because there's going to be so many corpses. Did you just dance out of the way of my fireball twice? As a thief, you go up through that grating right there. But I am a mighty and powerful wizard, so, you know, no cheap tricks for me. You can grab from this cart of spears and just start chucking, too. Yeah, how's that feel? I should have grabbed some stamina potions, I guess. Alright, now in the upper balcony. There's going to be a wizard. Oh, come back, Mr. Wizard. I can cast Trigger on his staff and make him explode. But then I won't get all the goodies from him. I am so just going to run out of stamina. That's the thing that's just going to happen. Back at you, buddy. This guy does not want to die. Alright. Then we're going to do this the fun way. I was looking at him instead of attacking him. Remind me that I'm an idiot for not having stamina potions. In fact, I'm going to do this. Boom. The wizard was the hardest part of that. Augmentation scroll. Let's see what we got. Augmentation. It temporarily increases your skill and all other skills. Again, not something you need. And I could have just blown the guy up. By the way, that tiny sip of Hippocrane water took away my Hippocrane water. I know I said I wasn't going to loot the bodies, but that was then. This is now. 1 a.m. He's probably tired after all that running around. See, using a shield drops my magic, unfortunately, because otherwise I could run around with this bitchin' shield. So, next quest, stamina potions. Character goes through a lot of stamina. Part of it's because I'm always running, and that drains your stamina faster. There's Nawar, like I said, because even the dead parrot's got to close sometimes. But I'm not going to try and marry Nawar. I'm going to come back in a minute, rest until evening, and hope I can do the Ugarte thing that I want to do. But first, we're going to sell off the goods that we picked up. We're going to buy the potions we know we're going to need in the future. And I run.
The Rite of Conquest sounds like it will weed out the wusses.
Dude, I already
We'll
beat
see
the Rite of
who's a
Conquest.
real warrior around here.
Yeah, I don't need a dagger. I've got a magic dagger.
You think I'm made of money? Hey, this is my
Wow.
final off. We got a deal.
Not a lot of bargaining power there.
You think, hey, this is my final offer. We got a deal. You think I'm, hey, this is my final. We got a deal. You think I'm paid? This is my final offer. We got a deal. Nice deal.
So, I'm going to have to go get more Hippocrane water now. Because I was holding on to that extra vial of Hippocrane water for later. But I'll tell you guys what, since it's a long journey for nothing, I will leave that out of the video. I'll just tell you when I've done it.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too, brah.
Much as I love to haggle, there has to be an end. Sure, that'll.
Fireproofing potion.
Sorry, I don't have any of that right now. I got most of the ingredients, but I'm missing the scales of a dragon. I just can't make it work without them.
Then I'm going to have to get some of that.
Sure, that'll work.
And some more mana potions.
Welcome again to the magic shop.
Thank you again to the magic shop. I could teach you how to do a spell.
I will accept no less than the price I have set.
I'll bet you will accept less. I really bet you if I offered to sell it to you for less, you would accept that. No less.
I thank you for doing business with me.
I could have gotten them cheaper. Curses. Yeah, setting your character to run all the time is great for like your vitality, but it eats up that stamina so fast. Sleep until evening, grab a bite, and try to do Ugarte before we turn in the shield. Ready to face the night. I'm gonna need that there. Oh, 2 meals in 1 day. Okay, to be fair, it's 2 days, but 2 meals in 1 video.
Today's special is something I think you'll really love. Well, maybe not love exactly. More like, well, you'll find it interesting. It's garlic smashed potatoes and pistachio cream. Tessie was making baked potatoes
All
and
right,
ice cream for
we did
dessert.
this one before. I can go in, because Dead Parrot is open. Okay. So, something has gone awry, and the Ugarte side quest is not going to happen in addition to me not getting the Whirlwind spell. Which is fantastic. The side quest was going to be, Ugarte tells me he's got some information for me. When he meets to give it to me, the assassin shows up and kills him with a thrown dagger. And if you can get a poison cure pill down Ugarte's throat fast enough, he'll just go into a coma instead of dying. So we're just going to turn this in and have done with it.
You have won the right of conquest. Everyone will be summoned to the Hall of Kings.
Didn't really sound like he was... Oh, you return to your room for some much-needed rest and return when you're called the next morning.
The shield of General Claudius has been brought back by the Prince of Shakir. The invader base has been destroyed, and our kingdom shall remain free from their menace.
Actually,
behold the winner of the Rite of Conquest.
I left their base
However,
standing.
Again, tragedy has struck the rights of rulership. Magnum Opus was found dead outside the city beside the dragon pillar to the east. This was not a noble death. This was murder, pure and simple. All of your lives are in great danger. Take care and be wary always. Go now. Mourn our fallen comrade. You will all be summoned to the next rite of rulership.
No, not Magnum Opus. I barely knew him. You are dismissed to rest up for the next rite, and then you return.
The Hesperian mercenaries were vanquished, and Silmaria stands proudly. General Claudius was defeated. There is one enemy of this kingdom that has long been a foe for long centuries.
Long.
It has the soul of evil, and thus draws evil to it. While it lives, there is fear. While it breathes, there is anguish. You will have to journey to the heart of terror and pain. You will face fire and fury, and above all, death. Journey to Hydra. there to face the creature that gives the island name. Teach it the fear and pain it has given others, and destroy it. Return with its teeth to prove your word. This is the Rite of Valor.
You're escorted from the guards, let out the gates.
This Rite of Valor is a throwback to tradition. The Hydra is a monster from antiquity and is seldom defeated. It cannot truly be killed, for it regenerates from any injury.
Have you tried burning
Your
it?
greatest challenge will be in getting to Hydra Island. It is beyond the area where the fishing boats can safely travel. Magnum Opus was found murdered on the road west of town. He was slumped against the broken dragon pillar. It was just like Kokino's death. This is no mere assassination. It is a ritualistic murder and has a darker purpose than we now know. We must learn the purpose of these murders and stop it before the murderer accomplishes it. The Hydra is a three-headed dragon. It is almost entirely immune to magical spells. It can only be injured by a magical weapon.
But not magical spells.
Not even the legendary heroes of yore could defeat the Hydra by themselves.
Your warrior from the future? Alright.
Logos insisted that the Hydra would be the Rite of Valor. He thought that it would get you, Elsa, and Gort away from Rite, and thus you would be safer from the assassin. I argued that by turning your back to a murderer, you only get struck from behind. You should be seeking the assassin rather than fighting some fabulous beast. Nino
This
sided
beast
with
is
Logos,
fabulous.
and so you are seeking a monster rather than a madman.
The Hydra is fabulous! Anyway.
Be particularly careful right now. I have a bad premonition of impending violence. Get down!
That was a lot of wind-up. You managed to get Rakesh to swallow a poison cure pill before he passes
What has
out.
happened? Guards, to me! Trouble!
I had... The assassin had plenty of time
Rakesh
to
is
adjust his
unconscious,
aim.
But he will live. He was struck by the poison, and without your antidote, he would be dead. You acted wisely and quickly. Rakesh is a paladin and does not believe in revenge. However, we all believe in justice. This assassin must be found and pay the price for his actions. Find this assassin, Prince of Shapir, and make him face justice.
I am the Justice. It's not quite as good. Alright. So that's it. Next, we have our journey to the island of Hydra and the slaying of the beast that lives there. See you then.